Hello, everyone. Today is August 26, 2024. I'm coming here with the second part of the message about Joseph. I am going to title this one, Preparing for the Famine That Is to Come on the Land. And in the book of Genesis, chapter 41, verses 17 through 32, it says, And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, In my dream, behold, I stood upon the bank of the river, and behold, there came up out of the water seven kine, fat-fleshed and well-favored, and they fed in a meadow. And behold, seven other kine came up after them, poor and very ill-favored, and lean-fleshed, such as I never saw in all the land of Egypt for badness. And the lean and the ill-favored kine did eat up the first seven fat kine. I mean, it's probably talking about cattle. The word kind is a little bit not familiar to me. And when they had eaten them up, it could not be known that they had eaten them because they stay skinny. But they were still ill-favored as at the beginning. So I awoke. And I saw in my dream, and behold, 7 years came up in one stalk, full and good. 7 years. No, ears. It says ears. Came up in one stalk, full and good. And behold, 7 years withered, thin, and blasted with the east wind, sprung up after them. And the thin ears devoured the 7 good ears. And I told this unto the magicians, but there was none that could declare it to me. And Joseph said unto Pharaoh, The dream of Pharaoh is one. God has showed Pharaoh what he is about to do. The 7 good kine are 7 years, and the 7 good ears are 7 years. The dream is one. And the 7 thin and ill-favored kine that came up after them are 7 years, and the 7 empty ears blasted with the east wind shall be 7 years of famine. This is the thing which I have spoken unto Pharaoh. What God is about to do, he shows unto Pharaoh. Behold, there come 7 years of great plenty throughout all the lands of Egypt, and there shall arise after them 7 years of famine, and all the plenty shall be forgotten in the land of Egypt, and the famine shall consume the land. And the plenty shall not be known in the land by reason of that famine following, for it shall be very grievous. And for that the dream was doubled unto Pharaoh twice. It is because the thing is established by God, and God will surely bring it to pass. Now therefore let Pharaoh look out a man discreet and wise, and set him over the land of Egypt. Let Pharaoh do this, and let him appoint officers over the land, and take up the fifth part of the land of Egypt in the 7 plenteous years. And let them gather all the food of those good years that come, and lay up corn under the hand of Pharaoh, and let them keep food in the cities. And the food shall be for store to the land against the 7 years of famine, which shall be in the land of Egypt, that the land perish not through the famine. And then the verse 37. And the thing was good in the eyes of Pharaoh and in the eyes of all of his servants. And Pharaoh said unto his servants, Can we find such a one as this? Is a man in whom the Spirit of God is in. And so Pharaoh appointed Joseph to be the one to steward the entire project. Okay, so having read all this, it's important for us to understand that this is exactly what's about to happen with the U.S. and probably across the globe. We are entering into a very hard, dark era, and we are going to see famine like we've never probably experienced in our entire lifetime. Now, we must be prepared to genuinely trust God for this season with our financial provision, you guys. And this is a very important message. We must be obedient in paying our tithes and offerings in the midst of the famine, as many of us have been practicing throughout our lives in the time of abundance, and perhaps not abundance for some of us, like how it has been with me, but we were learning to be, trained to be obedient even when things were not good. And now things are going to really be very hard. And you cannot stop donating the money that God is asking us to donate towards whatever ministry that may be. Sowing seeds, financial seeds, is a principle that God has established, and it's irrelevant if it's during a time of abundance or lack. It's a principle that must be applied. Sowing of the seeds. Remember the story of Matthew in chapter 14, verses 16 and 21. And let's go to it really quickly, please. The Lord does want me to read this to you guys. Chapter 14, verse 16 and through 21. And it says, "But Jesus said unto them, They need not depart, give you them to eat. And they say unto him, We have here but 5 loaves of bread and 2 fishes. And he said, Bring them hither unto me. And he commanded the multitude to sit down on the grass, and took the 5 loaves of bread and the 2 fishes, and looking up to heaven, he blessed and broke and gave the loaves to his disciples, and the disciples to the multitude. And they did all eat and were filled, and they took up of the fragments that remained were 12 baskets full. And they that had eaten were about 5,000 men, beside the women and children. And straightway Jesus constrained his disciples to get into a ship, and to go before him unto the other side, while he sent the multitudes away." So here we see that one of the main miracles that God performed, Jesus, he performed the multiplication of 2 loaves of bread and 5 fishes, or something like that. And that's the principle here. The lesson is that if we give God a little bit, then eventually by his mercy he will multiply it. So you guys, this is an important message. He also talks about another miracle that he did in the book of Mark, chapter 8, verses 5 through 9. And here he had 7 loaves of bread that were given unto him, and a few small fishes. And with that he fed 4,000 people. And there were 7 baskets full that were still remaining without being eaten, because everybody was well fed. So we are entering a time of judgment, but know that together with judgment, God's comes great supernatural miracles and blessings from God. God will pour out his blessings and wonders throughout the coming days. Prepare yourselves to be worthy of his mercy and supernatural provision. So this is the end of this message about Joseph. I'm going to leave you guys in my description box a link to sponsoring for children that I actually take part of. I donate $40 every month. A child named James. So if you do not want to donate your money to a minister or to a YouTuber or to somebody like that because you don't feel comfortable, I'm going to give you guys this information so that you can take up that option and feel good about donating your money somewhere. But you need to put this into practice before you have absolutely no access to any money, and then you no longer have any seed to sow. And literally it'll be like if you ate all of your seeds and now you cannot plant any trees for the coming days. So be wise, be, as Joseph was saying, store up the food that we need to store up now so that we can have for later. And that could be figuratively speaking concerning our seed. If you have $10, give 10% of that $10 to a charity, or to a homeless guy, or to a YouTuber, or to a minister, or to somebody. But make sure you don't always just take all your money and never sow it anywhere, because you will be in trouble when the famine starts. I'm telling you guys, God has given me a lot of understanding concerning this principle. I will also leave you guys in my description box a teaching concerning tithes and offerings, and I will let you guys know. He gave me a dream. I gotta look for it, but I haven't had the time. Like a year or maybe even 2 years ago, where I was saying that soon we were not gonna be able to work and earn our money through a normal secular job, and that we were going to have to survive by faith and to to start sowing whatever money you can now, so that that could be your harvest during the time of the famine. I have to find that video because unfortunately I really haven't had the time. I've been very busy. But yes, it was a very prophetic dream, and God had instructed me to give it to you guys. And since I didn't want to make you guys feel like I was saying these things because I want money for myself and I want you all to give me money and to tithe to me, I actually, that was the video where I declared that I wasn't gonna continue to receive any money at all. And I took out my PayPal link and all of that because I wanted to make sure that you guys knew that I'm serious and that this is something that we really need to take into consideration. Now, in the past video, I explained that now I'm going to start recollecting again whatever merciful gift you can give me, because we are struggling here at my house and things are getting more expensive and we're not making as much money as we can to keep up with the rising of the prices. So I definitely need to help my husband with whatever I can. So I am putting back my PayPal link and a Cash App link. But if you don't want to donate to me, that's absolutely perfectly fine. I don't take offense of it. I just pray that you do not leave my channel. You continue to receive whatever God gives me and continue to enjoy my videos. And I will leave you guys with an option that you can maybe feel better about giving your money to. And like that, you can continue to be obedient in one way to the Lord. Tithes really do belong to a pastor of a church. And that's like the sign that it was established for. But since there's so many churches right now that are in apostasy, then you might have to, consider giving your tithes to somewhere else. If you do go to a church though and you congregate and you do trust your pastor, then definitely do give your tithes to that person only, and then offerings go to whomever else the Lord puts in your spirit to give out to. But make sure that you are obedient in this, because yes, the famine is coming and we are in need to have seeds being sown now, so that in the future God can have mercy on us. May God bless you. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in my next one.